All right, the second video is going to walk us through how to use MyMathLab. Excuse me. So again, we're going to access MyMathLab through Canvas. So we're going to get to Canvas. Okay, once you're in Canvas, find our course. All right, and then there are several different ways that you can access MyMathLab or your MyMathLab assignments. So if you just want to do your assignment, you can do it right here in Canvas by clicking on assignments and then picking one of your MyMathLab assignments. I'm going to go ahead and pick not the first one because the first one is an orientation. I'm going to just go ahead and pick MyMathLab number 1. And so once these guys connect, here's your homework right here. So notice you can see a couple of things. You can see when this homework is due. You can see how much of it you've currently completed. You can see that there's a late penalty, and that's 5% per day deducted from the final score if you do your assignments late. And then you can see this guy's 24 questions, and I haven't done any of them. So a couple of things, you do not have to work this linearly. I could start with question 18 if I wanted. Pulling up question 18. All right, so here's my question. I can read my question here. I can navigate to different questions just by clicking this. Okay. Now, say I look at this question, I'm like, I don't know what to do. One thing you may want to look at is this question help. So question help, you have several different options. Help me solve this. So this is going to walk you through how to solve this problem with some kind of intermediate questions. View an example. Okay, this is going to do an example similar to this question, but with different numbers. A video, we don't always have a video, but in this case, we have a video that goes along with this. So I can watch a video related to this topic. Okay. I can go look at the textbook. So I can actually read this section of my textbook. You should be reading the textbook anyway, but this will link you directly to the relevant section of the textbook and let you read about it. The textbook is opening a little slow, but there we go. Now I can read about this question. Okay. And then there's Ask My Instructor. So if you're having trouble with something, you can email me directly. So this is going to email me. Notice that it links directly to this question. One thing that is really helpful if you're going to email me is that you give me some type of information. I don't understand what to do after I blank. Fill in the blank. If you just email me with nothing, I don't know what that means. I don't know if you don't know where to start. I don't know if you emailed me on accident. So give me a little bit of information before you email me. The emails come to my LCCC email. When I email you back, it's going to email you through the MyMathLab system, meaning it's going to send you an email to whatever email you signed up for MyMathLab with. Just something to be aware of. Okay. All right. So here's how we can work through questions. I'm going to put something in here. I'm going to purposely put something in here that is wrong. When I check my answer, it tells me that that's not correct. It also gives me a little bit of a hint here. Oh, try thinking about it this way. Okay. And then I have another chance. So I have another chance to do this exact question. So that's really helpful in case I just maybe mixed up 2 numbers or entered something wrong on my keyboard and I realized it as soon as I hit enter. So I have another chance to do this exact question. If I get it wrong again, it's going to ask me if I'd like to do a similar question. So I can keep redoing these questions until I get whatever score I want on my MyMathLab homework. Okay, so this is how, I hit save and it's saying you haven't received any credit. That's because I haven't actually gotten the right answer yet, but that's okay. Okay. All right, and now it says, oh, you've tried this question, but you haven't gotten it right. I can still go back in and try that question again. Once I've gotten a question right, so let's see if I get this question right. Yeah. So the domain is 14, 23, 34, 14, I don't need to write again, and 58. All right, check my answer. Oh yeah, I got it right. This was a 2-part question. It's now asking me about the range. So 2, -6, 2, 0. Oh no, what did I do wrong? So I can go back and say, okay, I had 2, I had -6. I didn't need to write 2 again, did I? Let's check my answers now. Oh, good. It's really nice that I get that second chance in case I made a silly mistake, just like that. Is this a function? Function means domains don't repeat. I have 14 mapping to 2 and 14 mapping to 0, so nope. Final check. All right. Yay. It's going to go ahead and bump me to the next question. And notice that now I have a green check mark here, meaning I've completed this. Okay. So this is kind of how we work in our MyMathLab system. The very first assignment, MyMathLab number 0, is an orientation to the program. It's going to kind of walk you through how to use MyMathLab. Pay attention to that. It's going to help you with, okay, what do I do when I have a graph like this? How do I increase my graph? How do I work with my graph? Okay. All right. So that's completing assignments. The easiest way, again, is to just go into assignments, or from our home page, you can take a look at what's coming due. Usually there'll be a list here. It's not quite, we're not quite close enough to a due date yet. There'll be a list here of all your assignments. You can click on them directly here, or I can click on them from the calendar. So here, our first MyMathLab is due here. So I can come on in and do that right from the calendar as well. So lots of different ways to access your assignments. All right. Now the other thing I want to talk about with MyMathLab is how do you register for the first time? Maybe I should have done that first, but that's all right. To register for the first time, you're going to click on MyMathLab. Okay. Now I have already linked my courses. So what you'll see right here the first time is you'll say you can basically click anything here, and it's going to take you through how to link up Canvas and MyMathLab. You only have to do that once. Now, if you're having any troubles with that, okay, from home, you can click on the syllabus, and then right here is an illustrated guide, accessing MyMathLab through Canvas. So clicking on that brings up a step-by-step guide with screenshots that I made to help you access MyMathLab. So clicking here, click on this guy. You're going to have to accept the license agreement. And then you can either log in with your Pearson account or create a new Pearson account. If you've forgotten your username and password, you can figure it out here. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to have to put in your access code. If you already have a valid access code, it's going to let you in. If you don't have an access code and you're waiting to get one, you can do a temporary access code here. So that gives you 2 weeks of access before you have to pay for it. That is not enough to complete the course. And then you can go to your course, and then you've accessed the course. Okay, all right. So the last thing I'm going to do in this video is talk about some of the resources that are available directly on MyMathLab. Okay, so from here, you won't have the instructor tools, but you'll have student links. And if you go to MyMathLab course home, okay, you're going to get something that looks slightly different than this. Yours is going to look like this because this is your instructor home. Or sorry, this is the student home, not the instructor home. So you can see upcoming due dates. Okay, you can look at your overall MyMathLab score. Please remember that grades are calculated in Canvas. Your MyMathLab score is not going to be accurate for the overall course. Okay. The other thing that I think is going to be really helpful is you can access the e-text here. So you can read your textbook right here by clicking on your menu over here, the e-text. Okay, that pulls up an e-version of your textbook that you can go through. Sometimes it's a little slow. You can do it. All right, so here's our textbook, and I can go through however I would like, page by page, which is pretty tedious, or if I click on the little hamburger over here, our first chapter is chapter 1. Our first section will be section 1.1. That's part of our review, and here we go. I can start reading my textbook right here. Okay, so that's by clicking on the e-text. The other thing that I think is going to be really helpful is this multimedia library. So the multimedia library, again, I'm going to start with chapter 1. Let's do section 1.1 because that's our first section. I'm just going to say, hey, select all. Let's see what's there. All right, so look at all these resources that are available for section 1.1. There are some videos about using the distance formula, using the midpoint formula. The textbook is here. The video, what went wrong? Okay, there's a PowerPoint if you want to look at a PowerPoint that goes along with this section. These resources are separate from those that I have already posted in Canvas. So this is a totally separate set of resources that you have access to. You just have to access them through MyMathLab. All right, so your textbook, multimedia library, those are going to be the two main things you access here. Everything else on MyMathLab you can access through our homepage. So our assignments you can access through our homepage. Our grades, I have to sync the grades between MyMathLab and Canvas, but I do that at least once a week, usually more than that. So you can go ahead and see your grades there. All right, I'm going to end here. If you guys have questions, please let me know.